Viewer discretion is advised.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day.
Hello everybody and welcome to the February 2016 Throwback Day, and you probably have seen the disclaimer before the video because we're actually going to be talking about a very sensitive subject in film history. We're going to be taking a look at the first live-action Disney film, Song of the South from 1946. Now, this is a movie that you cannot find anywhere. This is a movie that I knew existed from a very young age, especially because of the fact that it has the classic Disney song Zippity-Doo-Dah. As I was growing up, I said to myself, I really think that I should see Song of the South, but I never was able to find it, and I never understood why. And as I got older, I was only told stories as to the reasons as to why this movie has not been released on DVD or Blu-ray, and at this point in time, it doesn't look like we will be seeing this movie ever released on any of those mediums. And it's because of the fact that at the time, this was a film that was showing slavery. It's the story of a family with a boy named Johnny who goes to visit his grandmother's plantation during the time before the Civil War. So during that period of time, as you all know, in American history, there were slave owners, and the plantations was usually where the slaves were obtained for harvesting the cotton fields. And in this film, Johnny befriends one of the slaves named Uncle Remus because he is known to be one of the kindest people who is always gathering people around to tell them the stories and teach them life lessons thanks to these three characters named Br'er Rabbit, Br'er Fox, and Br'er Bear. Johnny befriends one of the little black boys named Toby, and the two of them build a friendship around Uncle Remus and his stories. And a couple of other children like Jenny come into the picture, and in the end, we see a lot of life lessons taught thanks to Uncle Remus and his stories. Now, why is this movie considered to be controversial? Well, now that I've seen it, are there any controversies in this film? Yeah, there are. I mean, I can definitely understand why people would find this movie offensive. It's based on three specific things. One involves a very inappropriate name that is not necessarily used for what it was during the actual times of segregation, but when you really look it over, you're gonna definitely say, yeah, I kind of see something subliminal here that really shouldn't have been said, and also because of the fact that the cartoon characters, as well as Uncle Remus and other slaves that are shown in this film, they sort of don't really talk the way that they were supposed to. And probably another thing that I kind of felt very uncomfortable about was the fact that when the slaves are not working, at night, they're all gathered around a fireplace, and they're singing, and they're dancing, and they're having a good time, and they're just enjoying the tales of Uncle Remus. Slavery was not a good time, okay? Nobody was sitting around a campfire jolly and singing songs. That was definitely something that was not right to show. And it's also because of all of that that Disney has been very shamed about the fact that they made this movie, and that is the reason why we don't see it anymore. However, there is a message that's in this movie that a lot of people don't really look at because they're all wrapped up in the controversy. Is that a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing. But one of the few things that I kind of felt that was very strong was the friendship between Toby, Johnny, and Jenny. And it's because of the fact that it's two white children and a black child. The fact that they don't care what the color of their skin is. The fact that they all become three of the best of friends. They go to Uncle Remus, they hear his stories, they love all the lessons that he teaches them, and they take it to heart. They just feel that there is no separation between white people and black people. And I kind of feel that throughout time, we have seen a lot of people not care about the color of one's skin, or does not care about the religion that they worship, or they don't care that they are loving the same gender. We have come so far as a society, And it's because of those tiny little moments that were found in Song of the South that kind of made me happy knowing that there was that kind of a message that was sent amongst all the things in this film that were considered at this point in time politically incorrect and inappropriate. One of the amazing things about Song of the South is even though it was done a couple of times before in movies like Saludos Amigos and The Three Caballeros, also from Disney, in Song of the South you get some amazing live action mixed with animation, especially in scenes like Zippity Doo-Dah, and of course when Uncle Remus first speaks to Br'er Rabbit, as well as the scene right before the credits rolls. It was something that was a real technological achievement, especially because it was rarely ever done before, and Disney would go on to use it in movies like Mary Poppins, as well as Touchstone using it in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And it just sometimes gets a little bit upsetting to me now, knowing that it was this movie that was sort of the pioneer of this kind of filmmaking, but at the same time, it also gives me more intrigue to actually seeing the movie and showing it to others from a filmmaking standpoint. The songs are also very cute and catchy as well. I mean, Zippity Doo-Dah is one of the most legendary of Disney songs, and it even won an Academy Award for it. So, at least there was some value that was found in a movie that's as controversial as Song of the South. Now, the cartoons, I think, are lots of fun. I love watching Br'er Rabbit, Br'er Bear, and Br'er Fox on these crazy adventures. They kind of reminded me a little bit of Looney Tunes, especially with the fast pace and the crazy slapstick. I really find those parts very funny. But also, the movie itself, while there are bad messages and good messages intertwined throughout this film, it's not really a fantastic film, especially when you're not watching the animated segments. I find it kind of boring most of the time. But one of the few things that I will say is that I kind of am a little upset now that I've seen this movie that people are basically just sweeping it under the rug and saying that nobody should see this movie. I kind of feel that, especially with social commentary and the fact that this movie was made in 1946, I feel that it's important for people to actually know about the signs of the time and let people know that there was a time when people looked at others who were completely different than them in a bad light, and just to reflect on that and reflect on how far we have come as a society is a very positive thing. It's also because of the fact that if you really think about it, there's a whole theme park attraction in both Disney theme parks to the Song of the South characters, and that's Splash Mountain. Now, a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old is probably not going to know about that and not really care, but do you really feel that a 10-year-old or an 11-year-old or a 12-year-old is going to go on that ride, see all these characters, and then just go to their mother or father or whoever they're with and say, who are these characters? Where are they from? At one point in time, somewhere in the future, people are going to actually say, I don't know where they're from. But at this point in time, people are going to say, oh, they're from a movie called Song of the South, and that's also where Zippity Doo-Dah comes from, because they probably know the song. And the child is going to respond by saying, well, what is Song of the South? What's the parent supposed to say? It's a movie that was banned because of the fact that it was considered racist? Well, that's probably what they will say. But that's just going to pique the curiosity of a child, no matter where they come from in regards to their race or religion or background. And I feel that the more we actually show a movie like this, the more people are going to recognize that we are now a better creature on this planet, and we have come so far to truly understand one another and to truly appreciate one another no matter where we come from. It's always important to remember the past, because remembering the past helps you shape the future. And I feel that if I ever was able to get my hands on a copy of Song of the South, I would definitely want people to see this so they can understand that we were a different people in a different time, but after you see a movie like Song of the South, you will basically say, we're better than that now, and we have shown that we are a better people. I am glad that I saw this film. It's definitely not the greatest film, but there are a lot of heartwarming moments. There are a lot of uncomfortable moments, unfortunately, but I do feel that in the end, the message that is sent, especially when it comes to the main characters, which are the children, is a very positive one. And I'm going to give Song of the South 3 out of 4. I really hope that you all looked at this video with an open mind, and I'm hoping that we can actually have a very good conversation about a movie like Song of the South. I would really appreciate to hear from everybody from all walks of life and really feel, if you have seen the movie, what is your true take on it? Because I feel that if you haven't seen the movie, I just feel that you won't understand the whole story. Yes, there are some parts of this movie that are very uncomforting and very unsettling because of where we are now as a society. But in the end, I do feel that that is the importance that drives a movie like Song of the South. So let's talk about it. I'm very excited to have a conversation about this film, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next one, and I'm pretty sure that it won't be as controversial as this one, and actions speak louder than words.